Hare Krishna. So all ready. So today we are going to start the ninth chapter. Uh, it's called the most confidential knowledge. What is special and what is great about this knowledge? We will see. We'll dive in. And why is it called the most confidential knowledge? So we are exactly in the middle of the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, right? Half the book will be over if we finish today. So yesterday we did see, how Krishna gave the secret of how we can reach him. Today, whatever we are going to read is like a love letter, right? So what happens in a love letter, right? There are two people. The person who talks about himself tells about himself, about his love for you, or the for the love for the other person, and how what is the how much you mean and what is the solution, right? So today's chapter is exactly that. So ninth chapter is a confidential knowledge, and he talks about himself words, so that the various and the opinion he has, how we can connect, and all this comes here. So the entire Bhagavad Gita is a very personal love letter, but ninth chapter in particular is the most confidential knowledge. So before we dive into that, let's start off with Mangalacharan. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjala Chalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadatikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopishu Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shamanusute Devi Mani Hari Priye Vancha Kalpadarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patidana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivatsadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Come on, all of you. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna, as we are going to dive into the ninth chapter, it's called the most confidential knowledge, otherwise known as the Raja Guhya Yugam. Right? So let's see what is the secret. So let's pay our obeisances to Shri Radha Govinda. Before we go to the ninth chapter, let's have a quick summary of the eighth chapter. So the eighth chapter has 28 verses with 8 questions asked by Arjuna in the first verse. Of the eight questions, the first verse has 1 to 4 has about majority Kim Brahma. So he's asking largely about the Brahman concept and few more. And the final 8.5 to 8.8 talking about how do you remember Krishna at the time of death, right? Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu. So basically, this is a complete 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are very beautiful connecting verse. So Krishna is telling, think of me at the time of death. Okay, so and why is this coming? Is this he's talking about whatever you think of or whomever you think of at the time of death, right, is what you will achieve. So, right, Anta Kale cha mam evam smaran mukta kalevaram, right? So whatever you're thinking is what is going to happen. So, so therefore, finally, what he is telling, tasmat. So the what do you mean by tasmat? It means therefore. So you don't start anything with tasmat, but here in this case you start because he's saying therefore tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anushmaran nityacha mayarpita manobuddhir mame vaishyasya asamshaya. Therefore, I am telling you, right? So all the time think of me, so that you don't have a problem. So Antakale does not happen at that moment, because death is the whole life is a practice and death is an examination. So that's how you can stay, right? And remembering Krishna by Yoga Mishra Bhakti. It's called Om Iti Ekaksharam Brahma. So Om is the Omkara, and in that Akshara, right, is so whatever is there, Yoga Mishra. So Mishra means mixed, right? So Yoga Mishra Bhakti is how you can achieve through a mixed kind of a Bhakti. And remembering, so that happens. And also through pure Bhakti, right? Dukalya Ashashvatam. This place is temporary, but still it is, it's always a sad place, but it does exist. It's not fake. And then he talks about the difference between the material world and spiritual world. And Paras Tasmatu Bhavo Nyo. So spiritual world is where he exists, and 3/4 is spiritual world, and 1/4 is material world. Supremacy of bhakti in attaining Krishna, right? Atete tad sarvam idam viditva. So what do you reach and how do you achieve? This leads to 34 chapter 94, the 9th chapter with 34 verses, which is just having 3 major sessions. So the first session talks about the quality of education. What is their confidentiality? The next 15 verses, 11 to 5, talks. So the first one is the Aishwarya, right? The qualities, right? The Aishwarya means what you call the opulences and the ways to achieve, right? Satatam Kirte Antoma. How do we achieve that? And 9.22 is very important. And we'll see what it is. And especially the third one, sweetness of devotion. See, way to approach is different. Sweetness are different. See, it talks about the process, right? How you can achieve. There are multiple ways of achieving, and what are all the ways, which we will see. And what is the sweetness of devotion service? The destination is sweet, we all know. But the devotional service as a process, man, mana, bhava, mat, bhakto. What is special is the entire process is very sweet. So it is just not like a one-time journey. So as usual, whoever wants to read can have your hand raised and we'll start. Hare Krishna. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Idam Tute Guhyatamam Pravachyami Anasuyave Jnanam Vijnanam Sahitam Yajñatva Mokshasye Shubhat. Hare Krishna. Yes, Manisha, go ahead and read. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
The Supreme Lord said, "My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most secret wisdom, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence."
Thank you so much. So clearly read. So he says, my dear Arjuna, this is the third quality. Okay, I'll come to first 2 qualities later. He says, my dear, you are never envious of me, right? Anusuyave is very important because he says, you're never envious of me. And therefore, I shall impart this to you, the most secret wisdom, right? You have Guhyam. So Guhyam is, secret. Guhyatamam, which is mentioned here, is the most secret. So the Guhyam means the first secret which we learned is I'm not the body, I'm the soul, right? We discovered that in the 2nd chapter. And Guhyatamam, which we are seeing in the 9th chapter, he is going to tell what it is. So by knowing this, what happens? He is going to, basically that's nothing but devotional service, most confidential secret, knowing which you'll be relieved of the material existence. Whatever miseries you have in the material existence will get, you'll come out of it in no time. So that is what Krishna is telling. And we'll move on. Hare Krishna. 9.2. Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam Pavitram Uttamam Pratyaksha Dharmam Susukam Kartum Avyayam. Hare Krishna.
This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed.
One particular para covers so many things, and you can see this. I keep telling you all, even yesterday I told you I'll show you Veda base. I'll do that now, at least somewhere in between. This says this knowledge is the king of education, right? He says this is the king of education, and that it's the biggest secret. I don't think ever we've had any book in any line saying this is the only book, or you read only this book, it's enough, and this is the authority. Nowhere it says that, right? It is a pureness knowledge because it gives. Why is it pure? Because it's directly from Krishna, and it also gives the direct perception of the self. That is self. It makes us understand us by realization. What are we? We already saw I'm not the body, I'm the soul, right? And it gives that realization, and then it is the perfection of religion. So talking about religion is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So it is telling the highest, what is so perfect, that is the most important thing. And what is that? We coming to the reality. The reality is I am different from the body, right? I am eternal and I am everlasting. And likewise, this particular knowledge is also everlasting. It does not, this was spoken by Krishna 5,000 years back. A particular movie or a dress, right, gets out of fashion. Even a dress goes out of fashion. If you see, we call, in management terms, fashion is one word, and there is a word called fit, right? So so the fashion stays for a longer period. But if you're talking about a fad, it's the FAD, right? It goes even for, it doesn't even last as long as the fashion lasts. So are the movies, right? The movies which are like 100 years old, we may say it's nice, but we won't have the patience to sit, because our thoughts, our actions, everything changes. But this particular thing is so important. There's something called nine process. Process means the base of bhakti. Now you can all 9 process, or you can follow one process. So let's see each example. So can someone unmute and quickly, we can save time, because today I'm planning to do the course. So if you all can help me to help you faster, right? So Shunu is hearing, right? Shramanam. So can you see the picture and tell me whom do you think is this? Can you guess who it is by the picture? Hare Krishna. Sorry, I can't hear.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Solunga Mataji.
Who's in this picture?
This picture.
So this picture has Parikshit, who is a grandson of Arjuna, son of
Yes.
and Uttara, and he is Sukadeva Goswami. So Parikshit comes to know that he's going to die in 7 days. His days are counted. So he is spending 7 days listening to Bhagavatam, right? All 24 hours, he does only that. Kirtanam, right? Kirtanam is continuously chanting the holy names of Krishna. So constantly remembering and chanting. Shmaranam here refers to Vishnu Smaranam, and Haridas Thakur is an example. Haridas Thakur spoke, 3 lakh times. He was born in a Muslim family and then joined Chaitanya, and he used to chant 3 lakh times, right? We have a challenge chanting 108 times, but he chants 3 lakh times. Pada Sevanam, best is, we're talking about Lakshmi, right? Trying to she's trying to do this, right? Pada Sevanam, she's like really taking care of him. So that's Pada Sevanam. So now we are going to Archanam, right? Worshipping the Lord. So Archanam talks about worshipping the Lord, right? So that's Archanam. And we having Vandanam. So Archanam, okay, I'll come to the example of Archanam. So all the prayers which you do will come under the concept of Archanam, right? And Akrura is one example. He did a lot of exotic prayers. So he is Archanam. Vandanam is, we also have Dhruva. He is praying. We all read about Dhruva, right? At the age of 5, he started doing a lot of penances, and everything. So all that is Vandanam. Dasyam, no one to beat our Hanuman. And Sakyam is our own self, Arjuna, right? We are seeing this. And Atma Nivedanam is Bali Maharaj. He completely surrendered here, to Krishna. The picture which is given here is that of Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami was a very rich person, born in a Brahmin family, but has been abandoned by Brahmins because he was working for a Muslim. And later he saw Chaitanya and fell like a stick. So that is the beauty of devotional service. And someone who practiced all of this is called, is Amrish Maharaj. And if time permits, I will talk to you about him today. Hare Krishna. Ashraddhanaha Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa Apratyamam Nivartante Vidhamsara Vartman. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Those who are not faithful on the path of devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of foes, but return to birth and death in this material world. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he says those who are not faithful, right? Therefore cannot attain me. Very clearly, somebody who doesn't trust Shraddha. Shraddha means faith. Ashraddha is opposite. If there is an A before Sanskrit, it's opposite of that, right? It's like killer, non-killer. Believer, non-believer, we use non, right? So that non is equal to A, or A is equal to non. So somebody who doesn't have faith cannot attain, right? There's no rocket science. So he calls Arjuna as conqueror of force. See, there's constantly, he is the teacher, but he's constantly, encouraging Arjuna. See, this is a learning for us, how a teacher should be. Sometimes many of us have been lucky to have good teachers, but sometimes we've also come to tough teachers, right? The differentiating somebody from just a teacher and a quality teacher, or just a speaker and teacher, is this, right? Constantly motivate the person, correct the person, and look at Arjuna, completely demotivated. How was he in the end of first chapter? He gave up, right? But a teacher will pick and make you run. So that's more important. Hare Krishna. 9.4. Yes, please go ahead. Hare Krishna. Please read.
By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them.
Hare Krishna, such a beautiful words. It says that in my unmanifested form, right? So we don't see, unmanifested means something which you can't see. So he clearly says the entire universe is pervaded. So even if you take Mahavishnu, we saw the Goloka chart, and we see that entire universe is in him, right? The entire universe goes into annihilation. Also during annihilation, it all goes in him. And he also, it means that he is not present in those who do not trust him. No doubt you will ask, isn't he present as Paramatma? Yes, he is present as Paramatma in the heart, but then this is not applicable. He is there, but nobody is even seeing him, right? So it's like we literally ghost him. What do you mean by ghost a person? It means a person may be present physically also, but we don't even recognize the person mentally, right? So that is the case. So he is in the unmanifested form. The entire universe is in him, but he is not there at all, right? So that's the speciality. Hare Krishna. 9.5. Yes, please go ahead. Please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, still myself is the very source of creation.
So he says that, sorry, I'll just finish. So 9.5, Hare Krishna, he says, yet everything that is created, whatever I create is not completely dependent on me, because the purpose of creating the spiritual world is for Krishna. The purpose of creating the material world is only us, right? If we did not wish that, he would have not created. And he says, myself, right? Krishna is the very source of all creation, whether it's material or spiritual world. It's him, and it's his mystic powers. Although he is there and although he is everywhere, he is the source, right? So he is the prime reason for everything to evolve. Now you can do 9.6. Hare Krishna.
As the mighty wind blowing everywhere always rests in ethereal space, know that in the same manner all the beings rest in me.
So there's such a beautiful analogy. So this is like this, right? The wind which is blowing, it is there, right? So there is the sky. Sky is so huge, right? And the air or the wind is here. It is there everywhere, right? In the same manner, though it is there everywhere, it is rest in, right? It is all, so everything is resting in Krishna. So there is this particular thing called the outer space. So the outer space we call, that. So how do you classify a particular smell? By its fragrance, right? So when you go, you don't even see, but you can't see the wind, but you can smell that breeze, which carries aroma of flowers. Same way the breeze can carry the aroma of the dirt, right? So the wind is so effective that literally you see in the space, everything is in position because of this, right? So in the same manner, everybody or everything completely rests in Krishna. Now moving on to 9.8. Hare Krishna.
So, Hare Krishna, the whole cosmic order is under me. By my will, it is manifested again and again, annihilated at the end. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we are talking about, in the 8th chapter, we saw very clearly the Goloka chart, and this is back. So there are two things which happens during the day of Brahma and night of Brahma. We saw what's called the partial annihilation. Annihilation means coming to an end. And at the night of Brahma, all the 14 planets except the top 3 go under the water. It's annihilated. That's called partial annihilation. Now, the lifespan of Brahma. Can anyone tell me how old Brahma lives? How long Brahma lives? Hare Krishna. How long?
Mataji, 100 years, Mataji.
Yes, thank you so much. That's 100 years. So after 100 years of Brahma, everything goes, including the 3 planets, go into annihilation. So he says the whole cosmic world, right? Whatever you see, the material world, whether it's heaven or hell or us, everything is coming under the category of material world. It will go and get annihilated and come again and again. So thank you so much. That 100 years was nice. But can someone tell me 100 years of Brahma is equivalent to dash of our human life if we convert? How much is that?
Mataji, it is some trillion years, Mataji.
Yes.
That I can't.
What is that trillion years? Thank you so much. Does anyone remember the number which I told yesterday? I'm going to wait for one more moment till I go to the next screen. Until then, chat is open, so you can type if you'll find the answer. Until then, we'll go to the 9.9. Hare Krishna. All the work cannot bind me. I am ever detached, seated as though neutral. So he says that we all saw, right? Maya reports to Krishna. So Maya is under Krishna, and he says there's no work here, even though Krishna was born, appeared to have been the child of Devaki and Nand Maharaj, right? Literally in the sense born for Devaki, and then he goes to live with Nand Maharaj. In spite of that, there's nothing which binds him. Right? He is very detached and he's seated as a neutrality. So even as Paramatma, nothing is binding him and he is not the cause for any action. So he is called the Upadrishta and Anumanta, which means that he only sanctions, right? And he watches. He does not have a role to play. He maintains. So this is Mahavishnu, and all these small dots are from, many things are coming from his pose. Hare Krishna. Maya Dyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam Netu Nahina Kaunteya Jagad Viparivartate. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. This material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kundi, and it is producing all moving and unmoving beings. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. So basically what they are telling is Krishna is, the material nature is working totally under the direction of Krishna, right? And he is saying both moving and Akshara, Shara, Akshara, moving and not moving. So you can see here, Shara, Akshara. Moving, all of us, all living entities, not moving, mountains, trees, everything is manifested and created by his rule and annihilated again and again. So beautifully, he says that. Hare Krishna. So you can see him, so beautiful, right? It's all with his direction. Yes, thank you, Mohandas Prabhu. You could have typed in public. Thank you so much. It's 311 trillion human years. So that's the figure. So, so many years have, that's a speciality of the entire thing of, life of Brahma is equal to that. Hare Krishna. Avajananti ma muda manushim tanum ashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Hare Krishna. Please read.
Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature and my supreme dominion over all that be.
So some fools, and even now there are management talks, I was telling that Krishna is a great leader. The Krishna who was in Madura is different from Krishna in Dwaraka. All these philosophies are coming because the fools think that he is also a human being just because he is looking like a human with 2 hands. They conclude this way. And what he says is they do not know my nature and my supreme, dominion. So that means they don't know what his qualities are. Hare Krishna. 9.12. Moga sha moga karmano moganyatva vichetasaha rakshashi mashurim chaiva rakratim mohinim shritaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he says that those who are bewildered are attracted by demonic and aesthetic. Very clearly saying, right? Those who are bewildered. So somebody who is in that shock, right? They are automatically attracted by the demonic. Their confusion, right? They are in confusion. They are deluded condition. Their hopes for liberation, their fruitive works, and the culture of knowledge are all defeated. Why? So let's take a quick line. Who wants fruitive action? The karmis, right? Karmis want. They don't trust Krishna. They won't achieve. They won't go to heaven. Those who want liberation, if they don't trust Krishna, they won't go. It's called jnani and the culture of knowledge, right? For a jnani, he will never get knowledge. For a ashtanga yogi, he'll never get liberation called mukti. And for a guy who's focusing on heavens, he will not get. That's why it says Rakshashim Ashram. Ashram means I told ashram, right? Ramanath Ashram. So that's the thing. This prior to that, this is a quick story of there is some a devotee, not devotee, a philosopher, I would say, a Vedist. You know, he has complete knowledge of Vedas, and his name is Uday. He went to Jagannath Puri, right, in Odisha. He wanted to see Krishna. That is the Jagannath, and you know this person who has the big eyes with a shrunk hand. He wanted to see him because they said that anybody who sees him surely attains moksha. So he wanted to test that, and he went there. And then the pujari is coming to open the temple. He's trying hard, but he's not able to open because the temple is locked from inside. Who's inside? Nobody is there. The whole day he was waiting. The whole day pujari is waiting. They could not even open the temple. And in the night, in the dream, the pujari got a dream telling there is this person called Uday who doesn't trust me, but he's just standing outside to see me to test if I can give liberation. I will not open as long as he's there. Please shove him off. Send him away. You know, and immediately what happens is when the pujari came and asked, is there anyone by name Uday? Because he's the only one who knows this truth. And finally, until he left the temple, you know, what happened is he didn't leave the temple physically, but then mentally, that ego, until the ego part of it left the temple, got in. Then immediately after hearing, he surrendered and he apologized. After that, they were able to open the temple. So that is a speciality of, you know, the people. So this one, anybody can tell me in the picture who it is. You can type in the chat. Meanwhile, I will do 9.13. Hare Krishna. Mahatmanastu mam partha Devi prakritam ashritah Bhajan Nanya manasho Nyatva bhutanam avyayam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. O son of Pratha, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Hare Krishna.
So now we saw two things, right? Ashrita, Ashuram. Now he says Devim Prakritam Ashram. Very beautiful word. If you take the shelter of the divine nature, right? Example, this person is Madhavendra Puri, and it's very important we know about him because he's coming in our parampara. His Sishya is Ishwara Puri and his Sishya is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the Madhavendra Puri is very exalted. There are Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Madhavendra Puri are in this Prema Bhakti, right? In the highest of the Prema Bhakti. So these are their example. So Madhavendra Puri is a devotee where normally Brahmins, they don't save money for themselves. So they will go and preach and they will beg and eat. And Madhavendra Puri was so exalted that he will not even wait for the food to come. If he gets, he will do, otherwise he will chant and go. So we have this blue color boy. Can anyone recognize this blue color boy? Comes and gives milk to him. And he says, why are you giving me? I didn't ask. He says, yes, but my mama told Mai told me that in our village, nobody should sleep without, in an hungry stomach. And he told, he says, Baba, please drink and keep this safe. Because if you don't return the pot, my mama will scold me. He's so sweet, right? Madhavendra Puri, and he washes after drinking the pot and he keeps. Very unlike us. We will forget the person who gave, we'll forget the pot also. And the pot will be stinking in one corner without being cleaned also, right? So, but he's not like that. So he does that and he's chanting and he falls off to sleep. After he falls off to sleep, what happens? Sorry. After he falls off to sleep, you know, he is going, he gets in his dream, you know, this God trying to tell that, you know, I'm stuck, help me. And he sees this boy telling that, help me, Baba, and taking him to the forest. And he just disappears, getting into the tree, the wood. And then he realizes this blue boy is none other than Dash. Come on, who is this blue boy? That's right. Krishna is Gopal. He is Krishna and he calls himself as Gopal. And therefore, he pulls out this deity. And if you remind me, I'll show you the picture of the deity. And he takes care of the prayers of the deity. He is called the Gopal deity and it's a very special temple. It is near Vrindavan, right? It's a few miles away. So that's a speciality. So let's go on to 9.14. Hare Krishna. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dridavritah namastantasya mam bhaktya upashyate.
Hare Krishna Mataji, always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, though these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. So he's talking about great souls, right? He's telling that they constantly remember me. Not once do they not remember me, they constantly remember me. And what they do, what do you mean by drida? It means determination. Why? Even for chanting, right? You need the determination. So every day one of you all chant, right? It is not easy. It is unless you have the mercy of the Lord, you all can't chant. There are so many of them, right? So that is the determination. Going down, right? Namasyanta, so going down. And Bhaktya means worship me. Such a what he is appreciating. 9.917, Hare Krishna. Pitam asya jagato matadata pitamaha vedam pavitra omkara samaya jurevacha. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Please read. I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the symbol Om. I am also the Rig, Sama, and the Arjun. So he says, I am the father of the Bijam. Bijam means seed giving father, right? Pita Maha, right? I am the Mata also. And I am the grandsire, right? So he says Pitaham, right? So he says that. And Pita Maha, so both father and the grandfather. And I am the object of knowledge, Vedyam, right? And the purifier, Pavitram, and the syllable Om. Everything starts with Om. We saw this in the previous chapter as well, right? So we see that he is in taste of water in 7th chapter as well. Omkara and the sound of ether is in Om. I am in the Rig, Sama, and Yajurvedas, 4 Vedas, right? He's there present everywhere. Hare Krishna. Yeah, please read 9.18.
I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place and the eternal seat.
He's very clearly saying that I'm the goal, right? We'll see that even in the 15th chapter, right? Sarvasya chaham ini sannivasto, riddhi sannivasto, matta shruti jnanam apohamsa. Vedeshu sarveshu aham the vedyo, vedantakrit vedavid eva chaham. So basically, he will say that I am the sustainer and I'm the master, right? I witness the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. So he says that he is everything. So he says, I'm the creation, I'm the annihilation, I'm the basis of everything, I'm the resting place and the eternal seed. So he says that he is the resting place and he's the seed being giving father. 9.19, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. O Arjuna, I control heat, rain, and the drought. I am immortality, and I am also death personified.
Personified.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Personified.
Personified. Both being and non-being are in me.
Thank you so much, Madhuri. Clear. So he says that I control the heat, the sun, and the rain, and the drought, right? I am immortality. Death, don't see death, right? So he's there. And death personified for for people like who are devotees. He says he's immortal, right? Permanently he's there. But he's also death personified. How? For for all the asuras, right? They also see Krishna, but how? In the form of death. At the time of death, they will see Krishna. Better to see him in a better way, right? For both being, all of them are eventually on me. So whether it's a Sura or Asura, both of them lie in me. And 9.20, he's talking about road upwards and downwards. Hare Krishna. Please go ahead.
Those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. They take birth on the planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights.
So he says that all those who are following the religious principles and do all the punya karma, we saw pious activities, and soma juice is not drinks, it is basically a purifier we drink, and they go to heaven, right? They go to Swarga. So what happens in Swarga? It's like your visa. They go to Swarga and stay there in Swarga until all the credits get exhausted. And once the credit for the Swarga gets exhausted, they will come back again to the earth. So he says that, right? So he will like a roller coaster ride once he's done. 9.21 completes whatever. Please.
When they have thus enjoyed heavenly sense pleasure, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, through the Vedic principles, they achieve only flickering happiness.
Hare Krishna. So he very clearly says that he will go to heaven and then he will return back to the mortal planet because only they achieve only flickering happiness, right? It's temporary and he will come. This is such a thing. In fact, this is one of the best verse. I would appreciate if each one of you all can chant, right, and learn. It's 9.22 and it's a beautiful verse. I'll tell you. Chintayantu maam ye jana paryupashate tesham nityapyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Those who worship me with devotion, meditation on my transcendental form, I carry what they lack and preserve what they have. So if you say that I'm not intelligent, you're wrong. Krishna can give you intelligence. He will give you what you lack. And what you already have, he's not going to take away. He's going to leave that with you. So if you feel you have a good memory and you're short of intelligence, Krishna is going to give you intelligence. If you feel that you have lost beauty, he will still give you that. So what you don't have, what you already have, he preserves. And what you don't have, he will give. Isn't this a lovely verse? Which you remember. So every time you feel that this is not your quality, I am dumb, I don't have this, I'm not good at one particular subject. No, everything can change because Krishna is having the opulence, and whatever opulence you are having is from Krishna. Hare Krishna. 9.23. Epi anta devata bhakta yajante shraddhayan vitaha tepi mameva kaunteya yajanta vidhi purvakam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, whatever a man may sacrifice to other gods, O son of Kunti, is really meant for me alone, but is offered without true understanding.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So he's saying that whatever one sacrifices to any god, because worshipping demigod is also mode of goodness, he says it's really meant only for me. But it is offered without true understanding. People do offer without a proper understanding. And because of that, O son of Kunti, please remember, it's only meant for me. But the moment you do it without a true understanding, that is the challenge. So what happens is without true understanding, it is weak. Because, for example, many people foolishly pray Pitra Pujas and all that, thinking it will go to Pitra. But no, it can't go to Pitra. It's the Pitra. So people tell that my Pitra likes alcohol, I'll give. No, it's puja is for the person. It's for Vishnu, to satisfy Vishnu, so that he will give some credits to your Pitra. So that's what he is telling, Hare Krishna. And 9.25, destination of worship. Yanti deva vrata deva, pritriyantri pritravrataha, bhutani yanti bhutejna, yanti madhyagna pimam. Hare Krishna. So basically, if you pray Deva, you go to Devaloka. If you pray, Bhuta, right? You have black magic and all that. You go obviously to Bhutaloka. And if you're going to go for hero worship, right? So many of them worship the spirits, ancestors, all of them. So whichever person you pray is where you will go. Right? So it's very important that you buy a ticket to Delhi, you don't go and land up in Switzerland, right? So you decide where you have to go. That's exactly what he's saying. 9.23 is the menu card. What Krishna likes. Many of them tell, no, wow, who told that Krishna doesn't like? So Krishna has given his menu, what he likes. Patram pushpam payam toyam yumam bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upadyam ashnami prayathatmanah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. If one offers me with love and devotion, a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it. Hare Krishna.
He's very clearly telling anyone who offers me, whatever, food, flower, leaf, water, I will accept it. I will just accept it and I love that. So that's what he's saying. So that is the menu. So he says patram, right? Patram is leaf, pushpam is flower, palam is fruit, and toyam is water. If you don't have even water, and if you're stuck, you can even give a tear. So that's the specialty. And 9.27. Yat karosi yat ashnasi yat juhosi dadasi yat tasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpatam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he's telling, oh son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, and all that you offer, right? Whatever you're doing. So basically, not only what you eat, you give prasad. So I always was in the impression, according to me, prasad was an exalted when you make for Janmashtami. No. And when you give to people, I will tell, how can I offer to God? Because I won't give such things, right? I will normally give away for poor something like idli, dosa, pungal. But for God, I make such lovely sweets. No. Anything you give, you pray to Him and give, because you are offering not just food, but you are offering prasad, right? So that's a specialty. The 2.29, Hare Krishna. Samo aham sarva bhuteshu name deshu stina priya ya bhajanti tu mam bhaktya ayi deshu chapyaham. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Hare Krishna.
So he says that I envy no one. I'm not at all partial, right? I'm equal to everyone. There's no difference. But whoever renders service to me, whoever is going to render service to me is in devotion, okay, is a friend to me. And I also equally reciprocate. He's also my friend. So he beautifully concludes both. 9.30. Api chet sudura charu bhajante mam ananyabha shadur eva shamantavya samyak vyavasito hisaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, even if one commits the most abominable actions, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It says that if one commits the most abominable action, right? Even like this is a story from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Jaya Vijaya, and they were extremely bad. They used to drink, they used to do everything, and they had all possible things. But the moment they got converted into devotional service, right, he's considered to be saint. And because he is properly situated, it means that he is in the right track. So even if you see a devotee slipping off, falling off track, let's not take, it becomes an offense if you comment, because that's Krishna's problem. He will handle it. So that's what he says in 9.31. Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvak chantim na gacchati kaunteya pratijanithi name bhakta pranashyati. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, he quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
Hare Krishna. He says that I quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. Right? Everlasting peace, he says he attains. That's a specialty. And he says, oh son of Kunti, boldly declare my devotee will never perish. Example, can you see this boy? Who's this small little boy and who's this person? Who's this boy? Right? Prahlad. Prahlad he went through all trauma because of his father, but nothing happened to him, right? He was hardcore devotee of Narasimha Dev, and he was always taking care of him. So that's his specialty. Now we'll move to 9.34. Man mana bhava mat bhakto madhyachi mam namashkuru man yuktvevam atmana mat parayana. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, engage your mind always in thinking of me. Offer obeisances and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. Hare Krishna.
We see Krishna's promise. This particular shloka, very similar, appears again in the 18th chapter. And 68th verse. So why is it coming? He's talking literally twice because he's guaranteeing. He's saying that always engage your mind and think of me, offer obeisances to me, and completely absorbed in me. Surely you will come to me. So Krishna is giving that assurity. You will come to me. Bhagavat Aishwarya Jnana 9.1, right? 9.10 talks about Aishwarya's Raja Vidya and why this is very special. How to approach Krishna. He says that Satata Kirtayantomam, always keep thinking of me, right? And he gives the Ananya Chintayantomam, right? He gives the memory and he gives what I lack and preserves what I have. Sweetness of devotion, Manmana Bhava Matbhakto, right? So you, whatever, focus your mind, heart on me, and therefore become my devotee, and you will surely reach my abode. So all guarantees Krishna is giving and all promises is giving. 8th chapter, he gave a concept, right? If you reach, what you should do to reach me. And in 9th chapter, he is like really inviting you. Can you see? Please do this for me. Do this for me. Come to me. I promise you, I will take you. So don't you see Krishna is desperate? So he's so desperate that he wants us back, and we should be at least little desperate to go back, right? So with this, we'll end the 9th chapter and we'll be back. Vancha kalpa darubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare, come on, if you join. If you have any doubts, you can ask me after this. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So who's going to chant today? You can raise your hand or type in chat. Well, I'm going to do a bridge presentation. But do you have any doubt? Do you have any doubt? I think Ananda is new. I saw you yesterday, Ananda. Hare Krishna. Not able to unmute. Okay. So who's going to chant today?
Hare Krishna Mataji. I have
Yes,
a doubt actually. Yeah.
Okay, you will have the doubt. You will ask me doubt, and you will chant today. Okay. So,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I would love. Yeah. So
thank you so much. Yeah. 9 into 6. So you do the max.
54. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So wanted to know like what kind of enjoyment we get when we move towards that paradise, Swargalok.
Are you talking about Swargalok or are you talking about Vaikuntha? They are two different things.
What? Sorry.
You said Swargalok, right?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Swargalok or are you talking about Vaikuntha? Permanent abode of God, or are you talking about Swargaloka?
Swargaloka.
Swargaloka. Okay.
Yeah.
So Swargaloka is also material planet, right? So where are you now?
On earth, that called as Narkaloka, I guess.
No. Where are you now? No, I'm not telling that. I'm asking.
Home.
No, not home. Which place? Which part of India?
Mumbai.
Okay, you're in Mumbai, right?
Yeah.
Now let's say that you're getting a trip to Switzerland. Okay, everything sponsored, food, stay, everything. It'll be better than Mumbai, yes or no?
Yeah, of course.
You love it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I ask you what is the difference, that is also in the world. You will have a list, right? I mean,
Okay.
there is a list which you can tell, but there is a list which you have to feel, right? Like that Swarga, I can tell you the list which I can tell, but not everything you can tell, you have to experience. So one thing I can tell you is Swarga does as Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. We say that, right? So Janma is birth, Mrityu is death, Jara is, your old age, and Vyadi is disease. Your Janma and Mrityu is there. Birth and death is there. Jara and Vyadi is also there, but it's very rare. It's not very common. It's not like, people, go through horrible bad age and so much. It is there. It's not a common phenomena in the heaven, right? Second thing is, whatever is considered wrong is not considered wrong there. For example, because they don't have the gross body like this. They do have, but the gross body which they carry is, they are more powerful. So they have the power to come to a lower planet. Example, Ganesha wants, he can come and see yours. We don't do that. So he has the facility to move in and out. And second, the next thing which they can do is they are, they have something called the Somaras, right? So it's a very exalted drink, and they say that it's a purifying drink and they can enjoy. They have Urvashi, Ramba, and you may tell, oh, Mataji, here also I can go and pick a girl, but here if you pick a girl, it's not right, right? It's called illicit relationship. And even if it's a brothel, but there it is allowed. You can technically, a person can go and enjoy. So basically, all kinds of enjoyment, right? They don't have to run to office or go to school and go through all this for the living. They are very comfortably placed. Their beauty is million times that of ours. So all this is that of the heaven. So basically heaven is like your Switzerland fully sponsored. Your food, your clothing, your shelter, you have better climate condition, right? You're not dependent on a lot of factors. You're enjoying, your sense enjoyment is very, very high, which is why people tell that I do not want to go there, because they are scared. Why are they scared? Because they feel that if they go there, they are in a very serious soup. What is the soup they are in? That if they go there, they feel that the risk of being taken very high. What do you mean by taken? You may ask. Taken is the risk of being carried by the Maya is so high that they won't feel like coming back again. Is that clear?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna Mataji. Mataji, I'm sorry, I couldn't unmute that time. I'm Ananda.
Oh, Ananda, okay. No, basically, I just called you because I didn't see you yesterday.
Yesterday I attended the class. Yesterday
did,
we
okay.
spoke about Parikshit Maharaj.
Oh, okay, that's you. Okay, sure. I actually wanted you to chant, but between you and Shivam, you can decide who can chant. One of you can chant today and one can chant tomorrow. So you all can decide. So I just call you for that. Thank you so much.
Okay. As you say, anyone.
One of you all decide between you two. I will be happier if one of you all decide between you all.
Okay. Can I do the chanting today?
Yeah, sure.
Shivam?
Go ahead.
Shivam,
Yeah,
is it
yeah,
okay?
sure.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shivam.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. So, okay, we are going to science and spirituality. All ready for the bridge course? Wait, I should ask. Are you all ready for the bridge course?
Yes,
We are going to.
Mataji.
Wait, let me just check what I'm going to do in a second. Yes, we will do one of this bridge courses. What is coming? Mind control. Let's do mind control. So what is mind control? What is the speciality of mind control? So we are going to see the power of habits, right? So what are the power of habits? And we will see this. So I want somebody to read. So Ananda, Anandi, Ananda or Anandi, what's your name?
I'm Ananda. I'll read Mataji.
Okay. So you can read this. So whenever I tell you to read, you can unmute and start reading on the screen. Please go ahead.
Being a slave to a bad habit or a servant of a good habit, the choice is yours.
Hare Krishna, you read so well.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. So it's our choice, right? So many times you'll tell, I don't want to listen. So what do you mean by I don't want to surrender to Krishna? No problem. You'll anyway be surrendering to Maya. If you follow the rules of the road, you're free to come back home. If you don't, the police will take you to his house, right? The choice is ours. So what is freedom is a choice which you can do. The power of habits. We make our habits. How? Habits make us. How? So we will see all of that. Please go ahead and read. Hare Krishna. Please read.
One who cannot control his mind lives always with the greatest enemy, and thus his life and its mission are spoiled. The constitutional position of the living entity is to carry out the order of the superior. As long as one's mind remains an unconquered enemy, one has to serve the dictations of lust, anger, avarice, illusion, etc. But when the mind is conquered, one voluntarily agrees to abide with the dictation of the personality of Godhead, who is situated within the heart of everyone, as Paramatma.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So we're talking about friend or an enemy, and we already saw that uncontrolled mind, which is the situation for us, is an enemy. And that's what he says. So you have to live with that enemy for heart 24/7, whom we don't like to see. This is a very beautiful picture. I would like to explain this picture. So you can see Krishna showing his hand, and this represents Krishna. This represents us. So what is happening is you can see the two, what are these rats, mouses? So they represent the day and the night. And we are hanging in the tree, and we are being pulled by passion. So we are constantly, the tree is shaking, and we can fall down anytime. And down is a mode of ignorance. Snakes can hit us, and the Dukalayam, right? The honeycomb is biting us. Bees are hitting us, but still we are hanging here because of that Chapala Sugam, the little satisfaction of the drops of honey which is falling on the lip we are tasting. We can either go and hold, you can leave your hand, Krishna is going to hold you. Okay, you don't trust so much, at least you can hold on to Krishna like the way we are trying to do, right? What is sadhana? we don't naturally want to leave our hand to Krishna because we don't trust him so much. So we want to hold him. We want to try holding him. So that's why we're doing sadhana bhakti, because we don't have the natural prema. But are we doing that? Most of the time we don't, right? Because of the drops of honey, we are going through this. So this is what we just read, that those who has conquered the mind, right? Srimad Bhagavatam 7.8.10 says that one who thinks that he has many enemies is an ignorant man. A person in knowledge says that there is an enemy living oneself, right? The controlled mind. Many times you say, right, I'm many enemies, a fool. But actually speaking, what happens is there's only one enemy, mainly yourself. If you control yourself, that is there. So we are going to walk into this section of mind control and the need of mind control, especially in the modern science. Let's go for some common facts, right? Always what's on the rise? We see suicide, murder, violence, drug addiction, corruption, mental stress, right? Violence, unrest, war, terrorism, steady increase every year. Faced by society today is first is crime, obviously lack of morality. Number of drug users in EU, European Union is 7.4 million, and number of serious drug addicts are 1.8 million. And divorces, let's see, for every 100 marriage, so basically the percentage is like 55% in US, Canada is 45, and Denmark is 40. Average suicide in Japan is 22,500. Approximate number attempted is 6.5 lakh. They are saved. Attempted is 6.5 lakh, and 22,500 die. 10% of India's GDP income, we all know this, right, is from alcohol, gambling, tobacco industries, which is why Muslims do not invest in companies like, because they feel it's against their views. Of all the Indians, 50% consume tobacco. This was a news to me. I didn't know 50% consume tobacco. Did you all know this? So no, you can type in the chat. 33% consume alcohol. That I knew. I thought we need to. Are we really advancing in the right direction? Why is there so much chaos and confusion? So Prabhupada very beautifully says, with a pack of dogs in a room, what do you expect? Right? This is what. So that's what is happening. Again, we are going to 6.6. Krishna and Bhagavad says that Bandhur Atmanastasya Yena Maivatmanajito Anand Manastu Chatrutrive Varte Tatmaiva Chatrushpat. Why is he saying Chatru? So he says, for those who can't conquer the mind, the worst enemy is in his mind. So uncontrolled mind leads to lack of confidence, lack of trust, madness, damage to the society and family, depression, stress, hypertension, baseless disease, and weakens the determination. What can it do to you? So much it can do, right? Not just one. How can we expect peace and happiness? The solution is in our problem. We saw, right? Adi Atmika is the problems of the body and the soul, right? And I was telling, I'm not you all in the morning class, right? Mind to do and not to do, right? What are we supposed to do and what we are not supposed to do? This is the function of the mind, but the function of the intelligence is determination. So you need intelligence to control that, to give the eternal bliss, because that's a function of the soul. Soul wants bliss, right? Hare Krishna. What are the steps for changing behavior? Sometimes it's called unconscious incompetence. Sometimes you don't know, you're not, so you don't know how to calculate, right? Sometimes drinking is bad, but still you will drink. Conscious incompetence, but still you do. Conscious competence is there. Sometimes, the second one is like, but you can't control. The third one is, you can control, but still you want to do, right? For example, robbing can put you into jail. You have the consciousness, you have the competence not to do and to work hard, but still you will want to do it. Conscious competence is even more dangerous. You are unconscious, but you have, it's like your, what do you call this? What phobia is that? Kleptomania, right? You're just unconscious, but you keep doing it. You don't even know what you're doing. That's even dangerous. So that is the new you, right? Let's break free of the bond. So let's talk about what this is. We have the soul, we have the gross body. We understand these two very clearly. But what is in between, right? Can you see the picture down left-hand side? Is what's called the subtle body, which is constituting the mind, intelligence, and falsehood. At the time of death, we know surely that the gross body leaves. There's no doubt on that. The doubt here which we have is soul also we are clear. I told you the symptom of the soul is, is bliss. So the subtle body, unless it leaves, we cannot go to Vaikuntha, right? So the soul is permanently conscious, even during in every realm. In the spiritual realm, it's called Turiya. Conscious realm is called Shushuk. Okay, I'll not get too much into technicality. So even in the dream state, right, the soul, the subtle body is where the interaction is happening. So that's why they psychiatrists do mesmerism to the subtle, get the subtle body out. What is in your deep conscious, right? Because that is the state where your subtle body is trying to give out signals. So many people say that you get Krishna in the dream, and it's rare because at the subtle body level, if you're involved, only then you tend to get the dream, right? And so the next one is, we saw this, the gross body is earth, body, water, fire, air, and the subtle body, mind, intelligence falls. So the soul, this is what I explained just now, Hare Krishna, and the soul is bliss, right? Knowledge, Ananda is bliss. Now we have what's called the physical methods, we have the mental methods and spiritual methods, right? Which we will cover tomorrow. But I'll give you an intro to this session. And how by physical methods, how by mental methods, how by spiritual methods we will be able to overcome or control mind. Hare Krishna. I hope you enjoyed the introduction. So mind control is the next session which we are going to see. And why do we need mind control? Is because mind is the most important tool. So we need to control our mind because that's exactly what teenagers need, right? We are like having a lot of challenge, and this is a very interesting chapter with a lot of stories and all that. So stay tuned for tomorrow. Do you have any other questions which you can ask me? If not, I will pass on the floor for Ananda to go ahead with chanting. All okay? So we will go ahead.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. I have a doubt.
Yes, please go ahead.
Krishna is considered as the supreme personality of Godhead, but many people, when we read the scriptures, for them to get benedictions, they always pray to other gods, and then again they get deliverance by Lord Krishna. Great. So why didn't they, when they know everything? Because, like, for example, Ravana, such a big personality. I mean, many characters. They could have asked Lord Krishna directly, but for benedictions, they go to other gods, and finally.
Very beautiful question. The first time this direct of Ravana is coming. Thank you so much for bringing it up. All are not intelligent like you, and that's a fact. People in Krishna conscience are supposed to be very highly intelligent. So this, can you see the thought which is coming? Why could have Dhruva's great-grandfather was Brahma, but he never went to his great-grandfather. He came for Vishnu. He would have easily gone to Brahmaloka because his father's father is only Brahma, but he didn't. And what happened? He got the kingdom, he got Dhruva, he got Dhruvaloka, which is the biggest planet in the world, but he got purified, right? But people like Ravana and Hiranyakashipu wanted quick results. They did not even want purification because they wanted the power to rule. So they went into crooked way. So they did not, even my mom says, they are great devotees. They are not devotees. They are great officers, right? For them, they don't want purification. They want power. Therefore, they went to demigods because demigods can give you power. They don't care about how, it's like your uncle, right? You go to your uncle and tell, I want ice cream. He will not bother. But your dad and mom will tell, hey, watch, you have a bad throat. Uncle said, Monday, tomorrow, doesn't matter. But the mom and dad will tell, no, be careful, yaar. And especially mom will tell, hey, no, not tomorrow, I'll buy you 2 ice cream, finish your exam. Yes or no? But whom do we like? We like uncle more or mommy more? You will say because you are matured, you're a teenager, you will tell uncle, mama more. But if you ask a 3-year-old child, she will tell, no, uncle bought me chocolate, I like uncle more, right? Like the shopkeeper. You go to a shopkeeper, he gives money. He doesn't care whether you're a drug addict or you're going to drink what, but he will just give you whatever you ask. So that's the behavior of the shopkeeper. So that's the behavior of him too. So I hope I answered.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
Because they want quick results.
Correct. Now I got it. Thank you.
So don't mute yourself. You can continue. Tell the Panchatattva mantra. Hare Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasudi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Shall we all chant together? Hare Krishna.
Don't
Hare
have
Krishna.
coordination if you all chant together. So rest of them be in mute. You chant daily. Thank you so much.
Okay, Mataji. Okay. Let's begin. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Mataji, you have to continue, right? 54 times.
I can't hear you.
Oh,
Yeah.
24. Okay.
54.
Hare Krishna, 24. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare 24 times.
54. We are on the 9th day, Mataji. So 6 into 9 is 54.
54. Okay.
54. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. 12 5 are 60. Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, all of you. Prabhu, you can stop recording.